but I gotta feel like this July read showing very benign impacts at this point from the tariffs. When you couple that with the weakness that we've seen in job openings and the employment data that I've talked about on previous podcasts, it really feels like it's time for the Fed to take some action. Now, that is a much quieter voice than the one that you've heard from other leadership in the federal government, mainly the President of the United States and Bill Pulte and others that have been extremely critical of the Fed. Now, I was just reading an article today. I'm recording this just days before this broadcast, that President Trump did say they will not be firing Jerome Powell. And then he goes on to say, well, unless, it's for cause, like, if he commits fraud or something. It's like, okay. But look, bottom line is, don't expect that the president's going to fire Jerome Powell before the end of his term. But what you will see, and what you're already seeing right now, is, an undermining of Jerome Powell's messaging. There's no question that that's the approach that they're taking. They've even talked about, putting in like a shadow Fed, like identifying who Jerome Powell's replacement will be early on. And there's a number of people on that short list. Former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh is on there, Kevin Hassett, Christopher Waller, as well as, believe it or not, the current Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, has been, talked about. Matter of fact, I saw an interview with Scott Bessent, and they directly asked them, if the president wanted you to step into that role, would you step away from the Treasury Secretary role? And he basically said, I would do what I was asked to do. I serve, at the pleasure of the president. So, that's a possibility that Scott Bessent makes that transition over. But look, the bottom line is, it doesn't matter who of this group that it is. I promise you it's going to be someone who's extremely dovish and has a focus on executing on the president's agenda. Now, is that what we really need or want in a Fed president? I'll leave that up for you to debate, in the comments below or in your own conversations. But that's what I believe is going to happen.